Alright then, so welcome back everybody. Let's turn our attention now to a couple of bonus missions. Let's go for bonus mission 4 first, on very hard difficulty. Now you're gonna see there is no audio introduction, but this is essentially a stage, a mission in which we have to avoid an invasion. Well, actually stop an invasion, not avoid it. So let me show you the objectives real quick. Resist the invasion. Simple objective is just the only one you need to do. And the invasion, let's better turn this angle camera here. These guys are going to be just the first wave of the invasion, so you have to worry about multiple waves coming from here. I think there's 3 or even 4 in total, I don't remember exactly. But in any case, we're going to have to set up our defenses along this these walls here, because they're going to be pouring in from every kind of a direction. So essentially, we have a few commandos to work with. We have the green beret, we have the sniper, we have the sapper, and the driver. And then we have a bunch of soldiers, which actually are going to be much more key than our own commandos here, because they do have a rifle and unlimited ammunition. So let's try and set this up. This is a fairly simple mission, if you can find just the general logic of things. Obviously, do not get spotted by the enemies at this preparation phase. And I'm gonna set up a lot of people in this spot. Like, there's gonna be maybe 2 major choke points, mostly 1 to be honest with you. Like this place here, this is gonna be the most critical area. That's where you have to put your most attention into. And then you just have to put a few soldiers here and there just to cover your bases. Like, I'm gonna put a few of them here. And obviously some of them to cover this direction, maybe 1 here as well. Yeah, better put 1 here, because some guys are going to be pouring in from this direction. And then our commandos are going to be playing kind of a supportive role. So I'm going to lay down some mines in this section, obviously, because this is the most important one. And maybe I'll even use the sniper at some position just to pick off any stranglers that are causing problems. In any case, let's go ahead and set up our soldiers. No, not you. You remain there, sir. And now the key here, if you're actually doing well on this mission, is first of all,
At your service, sir.
place everybody close to the wall and not too close to the edge. That might cause problems. There might be some enemy soldiers glitching and being able to hit you, while at the same time you won't be able to hit them, and you definitely do not want to be in that kind of a position. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put a minimum of 4 soldiers here, maybe even 5. We'll see how many we can spare. And I will try to bunch them up all in the same exact place. Now, you can make this angle as wide as you can, but just be careful to not miss like the very edge. Like, if you miss the edge by just a bit, there might be some soldiers standing here and firing at you, so you definitely want to cover the edge. The edge of his side, I mean. So I'm gonna experiment a bit. I think that's the edge of his side. Nice. Let's continue pouring soldiers in there.
Done.
As I told you, I'm gonna put at least 4 here.
Yeah.
If I see I can spare the manpower, maybe even 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, he's not playing ball right now. Hold on. Let's put this guy here. There you go. Stop, please. Again, try to find the edge here. Like, make a mental marker of this rock, maybe, for example. Try to widen the angle as much as you can, but always stick to the edge. Alright, now we got 3. Let's put 1 more. After this, I'm probably gonna cover my bases of the other locations. And in the end, we'll see if we can even spare a 5th one for this wall. You can essentially finish this mission without too much help from your commandos. Oh, come on. Okay, let's try that again. The reason I want everybody to be this close, bunched up together, and how I'm doing this is I'm actually hitting the right mouse key as soon as he touches the other guys, is I do not want anybody sticking outside. Like, if even one guy is over here, like just a few centimeters far away from his fellow soldiers, all the enemy fire is gonna focus on him first, right? So you do not want that to happen. So make sure. Let's catch the edge here, hold on. I think this is it. Let's do a hard save at this point, because I've set up the main guys quite fine, I think. Alright, now, let's take the other guys, cover our bases a bit. So I'm definitely putting some here, because there's gonna be soldiers trying to come from this side. And one thing to note, before you start this mission, there are two zones, right? In everybody's side. It's like the... let me quickly rotate this guy and I'll show you. Let's find a suitable position. Maybe I should even move him a bit further ahead. Yeah, that's quite far enough though. Let's not overdo this. Because there might be snipers over here trying to fire at him. Don't want that to happen. So in any case, what I was talking about, this zone, the light area, the light brown area is not going to be as important as you think. And the reason for that is the enemies, as soon as they hear gunfire, as soon as they feel threatened, they're going to drop down and crouch. Not crouch, they're gonna even crawl. So the important thing to pay attention to is the kind of more colorful area here of your soldiers. Just ignore this area. This might come in handy for the first few pot shots, if you may. But this is the area you want to conserve yourself, concentrate yourselves on. So what I'm doing is I'm covering essentially these two choke points. Enemy soldiers taking this curve and taking this curve. This one being massively more important. So I'm gonna put maybe two soldiers here because I'm kind of afraid that there's gonna be a lot of enemies coming this side, if I remember correctly. Same trick, by the way, I'm just gonna put him right on top of his fellow soldier there. So I'm gonna click right on him. As soon as he's there, right click. Now see, he moved a bit. I don't like that, I do not want him sticking out. So I'm gonna reposition him. Now let's reposition both of them actually. It's kind of a fine game I'm playing here. Do not want them to stick out too much. Do not want them to be a target for enemy snipers. Now this will do. And now let's get the other guy right on top. And stop.
Awaiting order.
See, the other guy can see a bit further away. So I don't know if I'm satisfied with that. Let's reposition him maybe right behind him or something. Okay, now they have kind of the same line of sight, which is exactly what I want. Not even a slight difference if I can control this. Yeah, it is kind of difficult to find the perfect spot, but I think this is it. Right now, let's cover the other bases. This road, for example.
Delicate work.
So I'm thinking two guys over here and one over here, maybe.
Okay.
The central area is obviously much more important. So let's see.
Done.
So the rock is covering him kind of, but I want him to be even closer if he can do that. Alright, let's find the angle that widens this as much as we can, as much to this side as we can. So this rock is gonna be the edge. I'm marking this road in this stone rather in my mind right now. So I'm too far away now. Need to get a bit closer still. Alright, I think this is gonna be the right angle. Alright, let's bring another guy.
Awaiting orders, sir.
Again, same trick. Lie down. Crouch right over his body. Alright, stop. Now he went too far. See, he went too far. I do not want them to be exposed to snipers. So let's reposition them both again. Takes a bit of fine-tuning here to get correctly.
I'm ready.
Let's see. Alright, a bit more. Yeah, let's play it safe. Let's leave him here. That's a bit too far away, though. I don't know.
Okay.
Hopefully that's not too safe, because with me being safe and bringing him back, the enemy soldiers can advance a bit more, and that might become dangerous for anybody in this region. So a sniper might be able to see these guys over here, maybe. We'll see. Alright, so let's mark this rock. Alright, that is the perfect angle, I think.
Awaiting orders, sir.
Right on the back of his fellow soldier. Maybe he should take a bit of a... just a bit of a wider angle, not too much.
Oh, yeah.
Or climb a bit over him, maybe. I mark this rock. Alright, he looks...
Awaiting orders.
yeah, this looks
sir.
good. Now let's bring maybe a guy here, just to wrap things up. And if I have any enemy soldiers to spare, we'll see what we do with them. Now this guy is gonna be mainly covering this side, because remember, these guys, they will not catch everybody. Some people will start crawling from this area, and they can have a safe passage sort of down here. We want to cover our bases with this guy. I'm gonna give him a kind of a wider angle. Let's see if we can cover everything.
Sir.
Alright, so it's kind of unlikely that somebody would crawl right up the edge here, I think. I think this looks good. I could even... let's see. How wide can I go? No, that's too wide. Alright, let's leave him there. I don't have any soldiers to spare. We actually have quite a few. Interesting. Alright, so I can put definitely one more in this area.
Yeah.
As you can tell, the whole point of this mission is preparation.
Done. Yeah.
Alright, stop. Oh man. He's messing them up big time now.
Yeah.
Let me quickly load again.
It's done.
Because I've set up these guys perfectly, I do not want to mess with them.
Yep.
So let's have him crawl in the midst of them. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna leave him a bit wide. Why not? He might become under fire from an enemy sniper here, but I'm gonna cover with my own sniper, maybe placing him here. You're gonna see in a sec what I mean. Alright, this rock is the widest you can see. So let's make sure his vision touches that. Alright, that looks fine. Now I think we have one more soldier to spare. Nice. Where am I gonna put you? Interesting. I don't want to put anybody here because I'm kind of afraid snipers can get to him. Maybe I'll place another guy over here. Might be a bit of an overkill. We'll see.
Service, sir.
Or maybe I've misjudged this side. We'll see. I don't know how much randomness there is in the enemy soldiers moving, or if the missions play out the same way every time.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, that is as wide as you can see, touching this patch of dirt here. Let's widen his angle a bit. And that should do it. Alright, let's do a hard save now. Now I've positioned all the allied soldiers. And we're gonna go ahead and start positioning our actual commandos. Now actually, most of my commandos are not even gonna participate. Like, I'm gonna leave the green bear, the driver. Although the driver does have some... it does have a lot of cocktails. So you know what?
It's all mine.
Let's bring the driver and the sapper here. Let's try not to mess up the movement of anybody else. They're gonna support these choke points as well. So he's gonna be ready with his Molotov cocktails to support this area here. Let's make sure he can actually reach it though. It seems a bit tight. Maybe I should
That's done.
bring him a bit further away. I can't really see much.
Correct the mundo.
Yeah, he can see a bit better now. Nah, that's gonna have to do, I guess. And now the sapper is gonna play a bit bigger role because he has landmines. We will try to place them all over this area here. The trick being we have to kind of be careful about this soldier not spotting us. So let's start crouching pretty early on, just to be sure. I'm gonna start placing a few of them. Let's place one right here. I'm gonna try to make kind of a pattern. Place them a bit far,
No problem.
far away from each other so they do not blow up at the same time.
That's it.
Now hopefully that guy turns around now. Come on. There you go.
That's it.
Alright, come on. Let's pull it back though, because that guy's gonna see us. I might place one here as well. Why not? So you're kind of seeing how heavily I'm focusing this area.
That's it.
I definitely want this to be as much covered as I can. Let's maybe even place, I don't know, one last one. Where should I place that? I could place it here, kind of an emergency landmine in case somebody gets through too close to my guys, which they will at some point. Alright, now let's position this sapper. He's gonna be the last thing I do before we start this. Oh, actually I also have this sniper. Let's get him over this side. Alright, now get a bit closer. So you can use your grenades. Nice, so now he can chip in with his grenades as well, maybe. Alright, he is ready with the grenades. The driver is ready with the cocktails. I could place the trap even. But it doesn't matter too much. It's gonna be just one enemy. I mean, if you want to be like perfect, you can do that. But in any case, let's focus on the sniper now. So the sniper, I just want him to have clear shot of this area in case anybody. Let's actually have him be on the ready with his gun, and now I can aim. Yes. So if anybody glitches and can fire at my guys without them being able to see him, I can pick him off with my sniper as a safety measure more than anything. Alright, so now, hold on, have I hidden all my other soldiers?
Yes.
Let's do a check. That's the green beret, that's the sniper, sapper, and the driver on the wall. I think we're ready. One last hard save. I guess let's get the show on the road then. Let's pick the sapper maybe first. You push this button and the invasion gonna start. Everybody's gonna start running towards this and this side. And after we defeat this wave, there's gonna be a new one incoming. Alright, here goes. I'm gonna give you a wider angle so you can see what's happening. Now, enemies that are coming one by one, I don't care much. I'm worried about enemies that are coming in large numbers. That's when I'm gonna be using my grenades. So right now we've kind of dealt with the first wave. I'm not really worried too much about this. I'm more worried about when the second wave starts coming. Seems to be an interesting concentration here. Alright, now the second wave comes. Now we're gonna have to supplant this with some grenades, I guess. As soon as they start bunching up too much. First, let's let that... Alright, I think now we should start helping out a bit. It is kind of hectic, but I'm still gonna save up on my grenades. Still, if I see 3 of them coming together, maybe then I'll use it. I feel like we're doing fine right now, so I'm not using them too much. Seems to be a bit of a movement in this area, but I'm not worried too much. I think my 3 guys can handle it. So we're gonna go to wave number 3 now. Maybe now is when we're gonna have to use them a bit more. Alright, now there seems to be a large concentration. Let's use one. Thin out the herd a bit. And again. We have 2 more, and then I'm gonna switch. It's getting a bit more hectic now. Oh, hold on, there was a sniper there for a moment. Now we're kind of doing fine up to now. Yeah, I'm gonna let my soldiers deal with it. I do not need to throw a grenade. There might be even a 4th wave, let's see. Or we might be done after we kill this guy, I don't know. Is there another wave? No, and that is the mission. So you can see if you position your soldiers very well, you can actually do this without using most of your commandos. Like, I didn't even fire a single sniper shot. I didn't use the green beret or the driver even, which has grenades. So you can see positioning is kind of key. All right, moving on.